A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant ruling, the International Court of Justice, ICJ, has declared that Israel is legally obligated to ensure the basic needs of the civilian population in Gaza are met. This advisory opinion was issued on Wednesday, following a request from the United Nations General Assembly last December, aimed at clarifying Israel's responsibilities towards the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, UNRWA. The panel of 11 judges, led by presiding Judge Yuji Iwasawa, emphasized that as an occupying power, Israel must facilitate relief efforts provided by the UN and its entities, including UNRWA. The court's findings carry significant legal and political weight, although they are not binding and the court lacks enforcement power. The advisory opinion comes amidst a humanitarian crisis in Gaza, exacerbated by Israel's restrictions on aid deliveries. The ICJ's ruling highlights that Israel is required to support relief schemes initiated by the UN, ensuring that essential supplies for the survival of the local population are provided. In a statement, Israel's foreign ministry rejected the court's findings, asserting that it fully complies with international law. The ministry accused UNRWA of employing members of Hamas, claiming that the organization is compromised and cannot be trusted to operate in Gaza. The ICJ's advisory opinion is particularly relevant given the ongoing conflict in Gaza, which has seen immense suffering among the civilian population. Humanitarian aid has been severely limited, with reports indicating that the supplies allowed into the region fall far short of what is necessary to alleviate the crisis. The court's ruling is expected to have implications not only for the Gaza conflict, but also for international humanitarian law as a whole. The ICJ's decision comes on the heels of a fragile ceasefire agreement brokered by the United States, which allows for a limited number of aid trucks to enter Gaza daily. However, tensions remain high, and the situation on the ground continues to be precarious. The court's opinion seeks to reinforce the obligations of states to ensure that humanitarian aid is delivered without obstruction, a principle that is central to international law. In earlier proceedings, Israel was accused of violating international law by denying aid access to Gaza. The ICJ found that Israel had not substantiated its claims regarding UNRWA's alleged ties to Hamas, which has been a point of contention in the ongoing debate about the organization's role in the region. The advisory opinion is seen as a critical moment for the UN and its missions worldwide, as it underscores the necessity for states to respect their obligations towards UN personnel and humanitarian operations. The court's advisory opinion is non-binding, meaning there are no direct penalties for states that choose to ignore its recommendations. However, it serves as a significant reminder of the international community's expectations regarding humanitarian aid and the treatment of civilians in conflict zones. Experts believe that the opinion could pave the way for further discussions on the legality of Israel's actions in Gaza and its obligations under international law. As the situation in Gaza remains dire, with reports of severe food shortages and a humanitarian disaster unfolding, the ICJ's ruling may influence future negotiations and aid efforts. The court's advisory opinion is a call to action for the international community to ensure that humanitarian principles are upheld and that the rights of civilians are protected, regardless of the political complexities involved. In conclusion, the ICJ's advisory opinion reinforces the notion that international law must be respected, particularly in times of conflict. Israel's obligations to facilitate humanitarian aid in Gaza are clear, and the international community must hold states accountable for their actions. As the situation evolves, the implications of this ruling will continue to resonate within the broader context of international relations and humanitarian law. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.